I'm inside my squash patch. As you can see all around me, this squash is, well, it's half my height. And down and in, look at these blue Hubbards. Here's one here, huge. One right next to it. One back there. There's another one right here. Another one right there. Another one over here. They're everywhere, and that's only within like 3 feet of me. There's tons, and they're huge, gigantic, and this is a squash field going all the way through out here. Those ones are a little younger. These ones are more mature, and then the cannabis growing all in between. It's so overgrown. It's incredible. This is some of the food storage that I've put back now for the animals, for food now and for food for the winter. So wheat is labeled here at the edge of the bag on all the bags of wheat. This is all corn. It's about 2,000 pounds of corn. The animals have chewed through corners and have ripped some bags. The goats stacking hay over here. I'm going to load up on more hay even still. I found somebody that's literally a mile away now with tons of good hay. They assured me they didn't spray, and they're doing things organic, so that's really good. It's healthy and clean. And I'm going to be picking up more bags of wheat, probably 3 times this, even still, and then probably double up on the corn stack before winter. So that'll be about 4,000 pounds corn. It'll probably be about 2,000 pounds wheat. And then I'm getting oats and barley as well from this farmer. One farmer, about 25-minute drive. He's growing all organic, about 6 different things. And I'm going to get a lot of those things and grind them all using my grain grinder. And I mix it, and I add water, and it hydrates, and it makes their feed. And over here is some of it now, which this actually has some starter pellets mixed in. So I'm trying to fatten up the meat birds for the last week here. A little extra, give them an extra plump. And everybody else, but I got to be careful and keep it away from the goats because the commercial chicken feed and the goats don't mix. The goats can eat in moderation as treat all the grains, and it helps keep them with nutrition, keep them healthy as they eat hay through the winter. The rabbits will get wheat and hay through the winter. I'm finishing up the last piece of my garden fence. It stretches from this point here on the front side of the barn all the way around the animal yard, corner to corner. We'll go around this way. Apple tree's got these apples on it. Beautiful. Lots of them, abundant. Gonna make applesauce. Animals hanging out, running around. Over on the side, doing some organizing, cleaning a bit and stacking feed. All the feed bags and all the hay for the winter, for now. The yard's open, that's the animal yard, the back end of it. It goes through the barn and then out to the front end we were just at. 2 different sections. I can actually section it off to close them out of the back end if I want to. Over here is where I have my mullion, and then I'm finishing the last backside of the garden now with this chicken wire, and I'm going to put more of this harder steel fencing up from this piece down, and that's it. It's done. It's squared off. It's got all my squash. It's got the cannabis. It's got everything. Peppers, tomatoes, the garlic, and the potatoes over here. The garlic were the first thing to go in when I did the video when I was first building the garden here, and now it's become all of this. I hired a guy to till up 2 big expansions here this season, and he did that for $100 per time, and I just moved the fence out, kept building it as I needed it with fence posts, and then a lot of recycled materials. So it really didn't even cost that much. And then when I harvest the garlic and potatoes next, as the big harvests, I'm gonna put fall crops all up in here. So the tarps will keep the grass down and dead, and that'll give me a really nice canvas to work when I go to plant fall crops. Beautiful rabbits. They've stopped with the kindling, making their nests, having babies right now because we're like in the heat of summer. I think it'll pick back up in the fall. I think that's how it goes. Spring, some fall action. They're all back there. They got a tent now. Bins under those tarps. And then that dog house back there they like to hang out in. Completely netted up. Use these big metal poles as supports with bucket lids. I gotta fix that one a little bit. A little crooked. The bucket lids, zip tied, real simple. Some Gorilla Tape. And that holds this net up so that predators like hawks, owls can't swoop in on them. And I throw them burdock, wheat berries. Now that I picked up a ton of wheat berries, they're getting those back in their diet. They get the leafy things that are edible for them. All that and hay. And that's a lot of nutrition right there. Heavy bag coming soon. Be a nice balance. Kick that thing around in the yard here. Animals all hanging out. There's a little pool I carved. I run a hose to it for the ducks. Here on the farm, there is a old deck. You can see it back there. Some wood boards that I'm going to go ahead and pull apart, and I'm gonna get it out of there. I'm gonna trim these trees back, trim up all around it, get in here and work, and take all of these boards. I'm gonna reuse these boards, and I'm going to build a roadside food cart and a goat stanchion. I've got it pretty well pulled apart now. All the boards here, and then there's boards over here. I've got a few more boards still. Some of these bigger boards used as the support. And I'm gonna pull the rest of that, get the nails out, and then I'm gonna power wash the boards. Then I'm gonna bust out the saw and get dimensions for the builds for the cart and for the stanchion and start cutting.